Welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks, Joe Luna on hand. We'll take a look at our Northwest Access TV video replay to look at that touchdown by Porter Sweeney.
Hey, Tate, that's a much nicer opening to the season here. I mean, last season we had to, I think, wait until week 3 before we saw Bobwhites touchdown. So
this one comes on their second offensive series of the game.
Bobwhites getting ready to kick off.
Duffy Smith to do the kickoff duties here this evening. We'd like to thank our community partners that help make this broadcast possible. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stone's Auto St. Albans and Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, JC Image, and Collins Hurley Sports and Fitness Center.
A nice night here today.
Couldn't ask for nicer weather either, Joe, right?
Yeah, what do we got? Probably 70 degrees, a light breeze.
So Duffy Smith lines up here. Bobwhites going from right to left, and the kick is away. Nice high end-over-end kick's going to be fielded at around the 10-yard line. Up here to the 15, that's Eckhart. Jamison Eckhart is finally wrapped up down at his own 27-yard line.
All right, got a little bit of pile up there.
So North Country out for their second offensive series. Joe, they got a little more maneuverability, a little more room to work here.
Yeah, we'll see what they got here, Tate.
Last offensive series, they started within their own 10-yard line, so.
Yeah, quarterback was running out of the shotgun for the most part last series. We'll see what happens this time.
Yeah, I think we'll see that most of the night. Again, quarterback Jacob Gregoire, shotgun formation to his left. Gage Beaumont. And he calls his own number on the quarterback keeper straight ahead. Pickup of a couple on the play.
Boy, maybe. Yep. I think the Bobwhites will take that.
Sets up a 2nd and 8. Cameron Huntington splits out wide to the far side of the field here for the Falcons. Gregoire, long count, takes the snap, hands off here to the near side, to Beaumont, and he's stacked up in the backfield. Lots of 2 on the play.
Boy, 34, Braden Manning just met him there.
Great job by Manning.
I'll get a flag on the play. I'd hope that's not a horse collar.
Official still talking things over there. And we see if we can get, as they talk things over, if it's possible to pull up one of our replays from.
Yeah, flag is in the spot of the tackle.
There it is on our replay, the flag. It is going against BFA as they're talking with, I think, defensive coordinator Rusty Brannon.
Yeah, Manning took him down by the back of the jersey, but I don't think that was a horse collar.
Defensive coordinator Rusty Brannon, I think Joe would agree with you. He does not seem pleased with that call.
No, because it was a bad call.
That's going to be 15 yards from the spot of the tackle. That'll be enough for the first down. That's going to be the Falcons' first down of the evening.
15-yard penalty will result in a first down for the Falcons.
All right, Falcons stay with the shotgun formation. Jermaine Thompson, the wingback here to the near side. Gregoire with a snap. Play action pass, rolls out to the far side. Gregoire looking, fires, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, incomplete. They're saying it hit the ground and was trapped. I think we're going to get a lot of use of our Northwest Access TV replay here this evening.
Love to see it, and I'll tell you, Manning was the one putting the heat on the quarterback there, Tate.
Manning certainly rushed Gregoire with that throw. As we take a look at our replay here, there's the hit, and a good call by the officials. Great job by our television crew on the sideline there, as you did see that hit the ground.
North Country lined up on the right hash mark here.
Plenty of room on that far side, looking at a 2nd and 10. There's a snap, and they're going to have a double counter handoff over on that far side, and he breaks containment. Number 44, Thompson, rumbling free, and Thompson on that far side. Joe, that's a very effective play for the Falcons, and one the Bobwhites are going to have to be on alert for all evening.
Yep, I mean, eventually forced out of bounds by Duffy Smith, but not after a lot of damage was done, Tate. Gotta
be able to, your defensive ends and your outside linebackers need to contain. They'll come at you that number of times throughout the game with that double counter. We've got a timeout taken on the field here, and that may be a timeout by BFA.
I'm guessing the coaching staff wants to talk about this, defensive scheme when they see that lineup.
Yep. We'll look to get you some out-of-town scores at the half, but do want to let you know that games taking place this evening. Brattleboro at St. Johnsbury, Milton at Colchester, Spalding hosting Pulteney, CVU at Rutland, Fairhaven hosting Hartford, and for those of you not aware, Hartford this year moved down to Division II. Mount Anthony hosting Mount Mansfield, U32 at Woodstock, MVU traveling all the way down to Springfield, and the combined Burlington-South Burlington Seawolves playing at Burren-Burton. Those games, again, taking place this Friday evening. We'll look to give you some score updates at the half. Back on the field here at the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Both teams back up, lining up on the ball.
1st and 10 from the 35 here, Tate.
Eckhart splits out wide here to the near side. Again, Gregoire motion in the backfield. Gregoire hands off straight ahead and tackled immediately by number 75, Brady Trevento. Gain of 3 on the play. If you're just tuning in, 7-0 BFA, 6:52 remaining here in the first quarter. 2 receivers set here to the near side for the Falcons. Huntington is split out wide with Eckhart there on the slot on the near side. Motion in the backfield, Gregoire with a snap. Gregoire rolling here to the near side, look down, found field, fires it, and has a man open, and he'll have a first down. Coming down with the football there is Cameron Huntington, and another flag now late onto the field.
I be curious what this is, Tate.
Flag on the play.
Officials talking things up, so
the tackle there was by 22 Campion. Yeah, short of a face mask, which I didn't see. I don't know.
Are they picking up the flag?
Appears to be the case.
So no flag on the play. It's going to be 1st and 10 here for North Country. Huntington splits out wide here to the near side. Beaumont lined up in the backfield right to the right of Gregoire, who looks at his wristband for the play call. There's a snap, hands off to Beaumont on that far side. Beaumont stutter step, steps up, picks up a couple on the play. Not a lot there, Joe, but he got what he could find.
Yeah, I mean, Bobwhites have looked okay between the hash marks so far, Tate.
And frankly, Joe, from that outside containment perspective, it's okay to give up a couple yards on that play. You can't get sucked in and then open yourself up to that double counter, which we saw earlier.
No, that just isn't going to work for the Bobwhites this evening. Sorry, go ahead, Tate.
No, Huntington splits out wide to the far side of the field. Eckhart to the near side. Falcons taking their time here at the line. Gregoire snaps. Hands off again, and met in the backfield immediately.
Braden Manning. It's the 3rd time he's been found in the backfield in this series.
Manning, a junior for the Bobwhites, and yeah, Joe, as you've noted, he's been in the backfield multiple times already in this game.
Yeah, and we saw some flashes from him last year, but he's got another year under his belt, and the promising beginning for him this season.
5:19 remaining here in the first quarter. 3rd and long, call it 3rd and 14. Probably 4th down territory for the Falcons. 2 receivers set to the top of your TV screen. Man in motion, that's Gludgett. Gregoire rolling out, looking downfield, fires it, and completed on that far side. Looks like he'll have it, but be short of the 1st down. Pickup of about 10, and the Falcons looking at probably a 4th and about 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's a 4th and manageable, so it's going to be a really, really important down for the Bobwhites State.
Gregoire, so far, Joe, on this series is showing a good job being able to throw the football. Gregoire did see action playing quarterback last year. He's a senior. So call it 4th and 2. Long count, motion in the backfield. Here's a snap.
It's a keeper.
Quarterback keeper, and Gregoire is stacked up at the line of scrimmage, tried to take it around the right side, and the Bobwhites hold defensively.
There was a gaggle of Bobwhites there, Tate. And I saw Trevento was in on it. There were a couple others, too.
Taking a look at our replay here, there's Gregoire again trying to find something on the outside. Once again, Joe, number 34, Brandon Manning, stacking things up.
Bobwhites will take possession on downs here at about their own 13-yard line. Nice stop by the Bobwhites.
Bobwhite offense back on the field here. 4:17 remaining in the first quarter. 7-0 BFA. Porter Sweeney with the 13-yard touchdown on the last series. All right. Duffy Smith splits out wide on the far side. Here's a snap to Wagner, hands off on that far side, and a stutter step looks like by Sweeney, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to give him
more than that.
It might give him 1 or 2.
Sweeney in the middle.
Yeah.
Sets up a 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd down and 8 to go.
All right, Bobwhites roll out 3 here to the near side. Again, shotgun formation for Wagner. Here's a high snap. Now it's a little pass incomplete. It's a little swing pass, a little screen here to the near side, but a little too much on it from Wagner. He was looking for Duffy Smith.
Yeah, and Jones is over there, but yeah, he definitely had a little bubble screen going, but as you said, it was overthrown just a hair. There's a lot of room there too. It's too bad.
Sets up a 3rd and long, call it 3rd and about 8. One thing, to also remember about the field here at the Collins Pearly is it's crowned, which is very unusual when you see most football fields around the state of Vermont now, which are artificial turf and completely flat. Anyways, handoff here straight ahead to the near side. A nice cut and breaking free, and he'll have the 1st down for BFA. That's number 20, Porter Sweeney.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he made me a little nervous the way he's holding that football, Tate. And I'm sure there'll be some discussions.
See on the replay there, Sweeney.
Nice run.
Yep. So the Bobwhites keep it on the ground on 3rd and long. And they'll pick up the 1st down. They'll move the chains. Ball spotted now at the 25-yard line. 3 receivers set here to the near side. Here's a snap. Rolling here to the near side is Wagner. He fires, and it's deflected and incomplete. Ball intended for, looked like for his tight end, Grant Shannon Myers.
Yeah, and he might have had a little bit of luck there, as that ball could have gone the other way too, Tate.
All right, 2nd and 10. Sheehan Myers splits out wide on that far side. The tight end, high snap again. Wagner gets it down, and not a whole lot of running room there this time.
Looks like it's 34. Manning got the number called there.
Manning on the carry.
Be his 1st carry of the night.
Lots of about 3 on the play.
It's going to set up a 3rd and about 13.
We'll see what the Bobwhites right up here, Tate.
Jones comes out here to the slot. Manning lines up behind Wagner in a pistol formation. 4 receivers set. Now we got motion. Here's a snap, and it's going to be under pressure, and Wagner comes free. He puts the ball under and drives ahead to get back to about the line of scrimmage.
Hey, you know, if you don't see it, that's the right thing to do, Tate. Good work on Wagner's part, avoiding a tackle.
That's going to set up a 4th and long, and I would say punting situation here for BFA. Looks like Patterson comes in to punt. Patterson, kick is away, line drive here to the near side.
Decent punt.
Nice roll for the Bobwhites. It's still Roos, and it's going to be touched, and it's a live ball.
Boy, it looks like North Country all the way back to about the 22, Tate.
Yeah, Jonas Wagner got downfield and made a play for it, though, but Jacob Gregoire probably trying to do a little too much on that.
That could have been real ugly for North Country. Looks like Gregoire had something to say on his way off the field on that.
Well, we'll see. Gregoire's not going to go too far, I can't imagine, as the quarterback, but he has his helmet off and is heading to the bench, so we may have a new quarterback in here for the Falcons. That'd be a loss for him, Joe, as we've seen Gregoire has been able to move their team down the field on this last series throwing the football. Looks like it's going to be Noah Taylor, who's a sophomore. Number 7 is in. There's motion in the backfield. Handoff on that far side, and nowhere to go this time. That's Jeremy Glodget, and a helmet is off. Down to about a minute 27 to go. I don't see any flags. That's a good sign.
Carry off the left side for the Falcons, number 28, Jeremy Glodget. Gain of 2, 2nd down, and 8 to go.
All right, 2 receivers set here to the near side. That's Huntington and Eckhart. Again, Noah Taylor in at quarterback, number 7 here. Shotgun formation, motion in the backfield. There's a snap, handoff straight ahead.
Bobwhites right there at the line of scrimmage, Tate. Nothing doing.
Nothing there at all.
Lots of 1 on the play. Ball carrier tackled by number 56, Alexander
Courtois. 100%.
Yep.
All right, 3rd and 9 here. It was Courtois on the tackle. Motion in the backfield here. There's a snap. Rolling here to the near side is the quarterback, and it's a jump ball, and it is almost intercepted there. In on the play, number 31, Wilder Mudgett. Also in there was Logan Campion. We'll take a look at our replay here.
Boy, I tell you, North Country took an awful gamble on that one, Tate, because you said jump ball and you weren't kidding.
That was Noah Taylor's first pass of the game. Didn't quite have the same zip as Gregoire's passes that we saw in that last series. So 4th and 8, going to be forced to punt away here. Looks like they're dropping back Gage Beaumont. Once again, he'll stand at around his own 12-yard line. Believe we've got Porter Sweeney back, and we've got movement on the far side of the field. I don't know, 2 flags. My guess, Joe, is that the tackle started to move, but I didn't have a good look, to be frank.
No, it looks like
offside. Okay.
Looks like this one's going to be on BFA based on the handshake, the hand clapping.
Well, Bobwhite's fortunate that it's 4th and 9. That will not be a first down, but Bobwhite coaching staff probably not cheery about a penalty like that coming on a punting opportunity.
You really don't want to see that any play, Tate. Those are just unforced errors. You know, that's just something you got to work on.
High snap, Beaumont gets it down with a nice hand, and it's a line drive kick straight up the middle, and it's going to be...
Oh, geez. That's going to be North Country's ball, Tate.
And it was touched by BFA. on the line drive kick, and coming up with it, number 7, Noah Taylor. Bobwhites, although they have a 7-0 lead this quarter, Joe, 2 turnovers.
It's not what you would like to see. Now you'd like to see. You know, you can't field that ball cleanly. Just get the heck away from it.
So Falcons take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
And looks like Gregoire's back at QB for North Country.
And once again, I don't know, you know.
Some kind of motion.
You know, the Bobwhites defensively, I don't know, Joe. I think that's going to be defense.
Looked like number 64.
So that's twice here on the last 3 snaps. And again, Bobwhite defensive coaching staff, I'm sure we'll have some conversations on that front. Sets up a 1st and 10 now in the BFA territory at their Bobwhite 48. Bobwhite showing blitz, motion to the backfield, a little swing pass, completed. Moving upfield is Huntington. He's going to be close to the 1st down. Looks like they're spotting him about a yard short, Joe.
Yeah, I thought 28 from North Country was pretty close to a clip on a Bobwhite defender, but
that is the end of the 1st quarter. So with that, we'll take a quick timeout. Our score, BFA 7, North Country 0. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. All right, welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand. 2nd and short. Gregoire back to pass, looking deep downfield, and under pressure fires his outlet on the far side. Number 22 for the catch and the 1st down. It's Beaumont on the safety, and he did take a look. Bobwhite's really playing their safeties up here, Joe, so I wouldn't be shocked to see North Country at some point in time take a shot down the field.
I wouldn't, but I'll tell you, Gregoire got that off and get the play executed. He did take a hit from number 64, Riven Williams. So he doesn't have free reign back there tonight.
I don't know why the sticks are showing 1st down. It should be, well.
No, I think there was a 2nd and short, Tate.
Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Okay, you're absolutely right. 1st and 10. That's right, they were looking at from that penalty. 1st and 10, long count here, motion in the backfield. Gregoire fires over the far side, has his man, Gordon, and Gordon turns it upfield, breaks loose. Gordon now has a lane on the far side, and Gordon will take it the distance for a Falcon touchdown. Excuse me, that's actually Huntington. Number 3, Cameron Huntington.
Hey, it's just a little swing pass. You got to be out there.
So 6 points coming off that turnover from the Bobwhites to end that 1st quarter. 2 fumbles. And the North Country Falcons make the Bobwhites pay on that 2nd one. Looks like North Country will be going for 2. So Gregoire again, shotgun formation. Huntington and Eckhart split out wide. Trips formation actually on that far side of the field. Long count. Gregoire rolling under pressure on the backside, and he's going to fire it, and he's short of the end zone. They're going to
look short,
yeah,
and it
no
is
good.
short.
Pass was completed on the PAT, but about a yard short of the end zone, so PAT no good.
And Gregoire is hobbling a little bit as he comes off the field, Tate.
Take a look with our replay here. Great view from our cameraman right down on the field.
But the Bobwhites have been after Gregoire early.
Northwestern Counseling and Support Service and the Afterglow Foundation are partnering to raise awareness and prevent suicide in our community. If you or someone you care about is struggling, remember, we are here for you 24/7. It's completely confidential. Call NCSS Emergency Services anytime at 802-524-6554 and then press 1. Or you can connect with 988 Suicide Crisis Line. One call, one text, one chat could save a life.
All right, North Country getting ready to kick off here with the Bobwhites up 7-6. A little over 11 minutes to go in the second quarter.
All right, Joe, Bobwhites just need to hold on to the football.
They do. I think the Bobwhites have had the advantage of the line of scrimmage on both sides here tonight, Tate. But yeah, you can't turn the football over.
Kick is away, end over end on that far side. Looks like Manning touches it, and it's going to go out of bounds at around the 10-yard line. So Bobwhites will have not the best starting field position on this drive.
No, we'll see what they can make of it.
11-12 remaining here in the first half. Bobwhites on the road next week. They play at Seaview. It's a Saturday game at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, the schedule's a little different this year. There are games on some other days of the week here and there.
Got a couple Saturday games. We got a Thursday game. So, and then, I think that deals, Joe, with the demographic challenges we see in the state of Vermont. Not as many officials that there used to be. So they actually have to spread the games out over 3 days now as compared to over 2.
Hey, it's I get it. Do what you need to do and appreciate those who are doing those games.
Wagner calls his no number, has a lane, stiff arms a man, and he'll pick up 7, call it 8 on the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, nice little play. Looks like Wagner's up in good order here.
Sets up a 2nd and 1 here for the Bobwhites. Sweeney, Bobwhites unsure of what's going on with their offensive play call. They're going to have to rush to get the playoff. They did, and you know what? Flag goes. Think they had movement. It's going to be a first down, but that one's coming back, Joe. Either A, they took too much time, or B, they weren't set before they snapped the ball.
That's too bad. Nice little run for about 10 yards or so right off the left tackle.
Illegal motion, 5-yard penalty against BFA.
I'm going to bring up a 2nd and about 6.
5-yard penalty remains 2nd down.
So here we go, 2nd and 5. Hayden Sweeney splits out as a slot man here to the near side. Duffy Smith splits out wide as the receiver. There's a snap, handoff straight ahead, and looking is Sweeney, and looks like he has a couple on the play.
Yep. 3rd and about 4 here for the Bobwhites.
Gain of about 4 on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 2 to go.
Duffy Smith splits out wide to the far side, Here's a handoff on 3rd and short, straight ahead and bursting free, close to the first down. Number 20, Porter Sweeney has enough, and then some.
I'll tell you, he took a couple of tacklers for a little ride there, Tate. Like Sweeney advanced the ball to about the Bobwhites 34 there.
9:21 remaining here in the first half. 2 receivers set on the far side of the screen. Quarterback keeper once again here for Wagner, and Wagner drives ahead, and Wagner has probably enough for 8, 9. Second effort's going to get him close to that first down, Joe.
Yeah, nice play, Tate. Nice to Nice way to open up on a first down.
Bobwhites thus far in this series keeping everything on the ground and moving the football.
I mean, frankly, if things are moving on the ground, why tinker with it until North Country can come up with a solution?
My old high school football coach, Dave Peterson, who you certainly well remember, was fond of telling our quarterbacks at the time, where we did not throw often, to put it mildly, would indicate to the quarterbacks, hey, you know, when you go back to throw the football, 3 things happen. 2 of them are bad, either an incomplete or an interception. Only 1 good thing happens. So, anyways.
Yeah, I recall, you know, watching some of those games from the stands, and there usually weren't a whole lot of passing attempts. You know, you might have 4 or 5 a game, 3 a game.
I say you could count them on one hand.
Yeah.
I will say the games went by quickly though, with no incompletions. The ball, the clock was often running. All right, here we go. Call it 2nd and 1 here for the Bobwhites. 8:36 remaining in the first half. Got a pistol formation here for the Bobwhites. High snap, get it down, and bursting free for the first down, I believe, is Jones.
That was Jones.
Devion Jones. Nice little burst of speed there. Great job by the offensive line opening things up. First and 10, ball spotted at the Falcon 49-yard line. Bobwhites Joe would like nothing better to do than respond to that last Falcon touchdown here with one of their own.
Absolutely, Tate.
All right, Manning lines up on the slot on that far side. 2 receivers set here to the near side. Again, pistol formation. Handoff once again to Jones, and once again breaks a tackle. And he'll pick up 4, maybe 5.
Number 23, Devion Jones, evading would-be tacklers.
Good.
About 3 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 7 to go.
Jones with a slight limp makes his way over here to the near sideline. Again, Smith splits out wide on that far side. 2nd and 7. Handoff here to the near side, and that's Sweeney, and Porter Sweeney has enough for the first down.
Gonna bring the ball inside the North Country 40, Tate.
And that's another BFA.
So another first down for the Bobwhites. 7:18 to go here in the second quarter. Bobwhites have been pounding in on the ground here on this series. Low snap to Wagner, now over on the far side to Porter. Once again, Porter has a lane, and once again, Porter has a first down for the Bobwhites. Call it a 12-yard carry. And Joe, the Bobwhites seem to have the Falcons a little bit gassed here on defense.
Yeah, I mean, if you look, if I counted right, I think North Country suited 22 players for tonight's game, Tate. You just do the math. You're going to have a lot of guys in the field a lot of the game.
All the more reason you might see more plays by the Bobwhite offense on the ground, just wearing them down as the game continues.
Hey, that just makes sense.
Trips formation, Wagner back to pass. Looks like a busted play. He was trying to do it, and Wagner all on his own picks up 5. Joe, I think that was going to be a handoff, but with the high snap, just threw off the timing of the play.
Yeah, the Wagner just kind of, as you indicated, you know, made 4 or 5 yards and just a sea of white jerseys. It's clearly a broken play. There wasn't a Bobwhite blocker to be found.
So great heads-up play there by quarterback Jonas Wagner. Smith splits out wide on that far side. Handoff straight ahead to Manning, and Manning barrels over a Falcon player for the first down. Manning just delivering the hit with the ball.
Yeah, Manning has been very physical so far in this game.
So here we go. Call it 1st and 10 for BFA. Ball's going to be spotted at the Falcon 11, so they can technically pick up a first down before reaching the end zone. Manning's in the backfield, lined up directly behind Wagner in the pistol formation, and he'll take the handoff. And this time the Falcons stop Manning up, and probably a loss of 1 on the play.
Yep. So we got number 23, Davion Jones, kind of on the sideline. Looks like he's trying to work something off, Tate.
Either ankle or knee. We saw him limp off after a carry a few plays ago, and to your point, Joe, has yet to return. Hopefully he's able to walk that off. He certainly has shown some explosiveness while running the football here this evening. 2nd and 12, handoff to Porter on that far side, and Sweeney Porter still on his feet, picks up, call it 8 on the play. He's going to set up a 3rd and short.
Not a bad spot for the Bobwhites. But I'll tell you, Jones, you let that guy get into the secondary, and they will have troubles with him.
All right, here we go. 3rd and call it 2, just under 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Looks like Sweeney lines up right beside Wagner, and Wagner calls his own number, but stacked up in the backfield. No running room this go around, and it's going to be 4th and about 4.
I'm guessing the Bobwhites will run a play here. I don't know. I mean, you probably are in field goal range, Tate.
Looks like, Joe, you are correct. Head coach Chris Sabrin, who also calls the offensive plays for the Bobwhites, signals it into his quarterback, and Wagner will break the huddle. So 4th and call it about 3. Ball down at around the Falcon 5-yard line. There's a snap, bad snap, ball is loose on the ground and whistled dead after the Bobwhites recover. That was Porter Sweeney. And a good drive, Joe, but ends turning it over on downs.
Hey, just came up a little bit short at the end.
Well, it looks like the moon is out, Joe. Looks almost like a full moon.
Yeah, from where we're standing, it looks like it's 200 yards to the left of the radar base, which obviously is an optical illusion.
You almost could call it a double moon tonight.
Yeah, it's just over the top of the hill. I guess Sunday early evening we have what is referred to as I think, corn moon coming.
Oh.
Which is when the sun is behind the moon and it has a much different hue.
All right, Falcons with the ball at their own 8, and it's going to be a pitch around the end here on that far side. With the football is Eckhart, and Eckhart taken down after about a 5-yard gain. Under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Bobwhites with a 1-point lead. Looks like the Falcons, Joe, going to a no huddle here, right to the line of scrimmage.
And it looks like we got number 7.
Yeah, Noah Taylor back in at quarterback. So Gregoire shaken up on one play. Actually was down there on the return. Handoff straight ahead, no gain, and the Falcons going to be looking at about a 3rd and short here.
And that was number 34, Manning in on that one too. And if that wasn't in the backfield, it was in the line of scrimmage.
Short loss on the play. Met at the line by number 34, Manning. Brings up 3rd down and 3 to go.
Huntington splits out wide here to the near side. Looks like Eckhart
Make some noise for your Bobwhite defense.
slot to the near side. Noah Taylor takes the snap. Counter on that far side, and now the Bobwhites chase that down, and it's going to be close to the 1st down. That was not the double counter. That was just a straight-up counter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they get the crew out. Look at this one, Tate.
I think they have seen enough. They're moving the sticks. Down to 2:34. Clock will stop momentarily as the chain crew resets there on the far side of the field. Ball will be spotted at the North Country 18-yard line. Clock begins to wind at 2:27.
I don't believe that North Country has taken a timeout in this half.
Believe you're correct. Motion a man in motion here to the near side. Under pressure. Oh boy.
Got him high.
There's a face mask coming against BFA. Passes out of bounds, but that was Manning.
And Manning's down too.
That would not be good. He's Manning, who has been a beast defensively for the Bobwhites, came down awkwardly on his knee. As we're taking a replay, there was a face mask. And I think, Joe, way he rolled it, I think he rolled his ankle. As we look at the replay here, and you'll see the face mask right there. So hopefully hopefully it's minor, and they're going to be able to tape Manning up, because he, as we've said, Joe, called his number a lot here in the first half.
Yeah, that would he's been a big asset for BFA so far in this game.
And he's starting to walk it off on the near sideline, but maybe he's kind of clenching around his knee area. All right, back on the field with the penalty. That's a first down for the Falcons. The clock will stop because of the penalty at 2 minutes.
And he looks like he's walking a lot squarer to me, Tate.
Good news for BFA. And now we got a flag. We had motion in the backfield by Eckhart.
That's more good news for BFA.
Illegal motion against the Falcons. Good crowd on hand here at the Collins Pearly, Joe, for the first game of the season.
Hey, not bad. I would say the stands they're mostly full. They're mostly full, and we got the benefit of a nice evening.
Looks like a number of fans from North Country on the far side of the field also
hey,
made the travel.
That's a good ride for those folks. You know, I was over in Newport a couple of weeks ago. I like to make a annual trip to Eastside, a restaurant right on Memphis Magog in Newport.
Back to pass, fires it over the middle. The ball is loose and on the ground. Now another flag comes out.
I have no idea what that flag is.
I agree with you, Joe.
What is that, a good tackle flag?
I think, Joe, that should be an incomplete pass. We'll look on our replay here. I'm sure they're talking it over. We'll look at pass is incomplete. And again, I'm not sure. And the hit came. We'll have to look again. See if the hit comes before the ball gets there.
No,
not at all.
And frankly, the referee who threw the flag had no angle to even see the play. Yeah, they should pick that thing up.
Looks like they're talking to the BFA defense. They're moving the football. Have we gotten a signal yet? They're giving them a first down. I haven't seen an official call by the head referee here. All right. That's one we'll have to ask about later. So it's a first down, 1:32 remaining here. Rolling out on the far side is Noah Taylor. Taylor looking, firing it, has a man, and the ball is caught and getting out of bounds for the first down.
Hey, nice play by Taylor, preserving some clock, which is beginning to become an issue. We're at a minute 23. Ball's at about midfield.
Again, one, I guess, benefit here, Joe, for Bobwhites right now is I don't think North Country has a kicker. So that's basically, they got a minute and 23 to go, and they still need to get 55, 56 yards.
We'll see what they got. I wouldn't be surprised to see the ball go in the air a lot here, Tate.
I'd also expect that double counter to come up here in the next 123 at some point.
I don't see it right here.
Little pass over on the far side of the field. Ball is complete. Ducharars.
Looks like he was tackled in bounds. They keep him in bounds.
Looks like a clock will continue to roll at a minute 13. Bobwhites will happily give up a yard and keep the clock running. Got a late substitution by BFA. Number 56, Alex Coutois, makes it off the field. 2nd and 9. Clock continues to roll. We're under 50 seconds to go here in the first half. Handoff over on that far side of the field and stacked up nicely by BFA, and we'll probably see a timeout here by the Falcons.
Frankly, that's a very odd play call for the scenario.
Again, so the clock stops with a timeout, 39 seconds. The only thing I can think of, Joe, is that they're going to come back with the double counter here, either on 3rd down or 4th down. I agree with you. It's the only reason I could think of you would run that counter is try to set it up but we'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised if you were right, Tate.
Well,
They
I wouldn't be surprised if I was wrong.
hey, they ran it. They ran it once, and it. I mean, the Bobwhites didn't just miss that one. The Bobwhites were fooled.
Yeah. All right, halftime, we'll try to give you some out-of-town scores. Joe, I think we also have a special guest who will make his way up to the press booth here, who's down out scouting things out. Our old friend Brad Ravlin, former head coach for the St. Albans Steelers, is here. I asked him to pop up for a couple of minutes, so maybe he'll give us some thoughts and observations as well.
All right, looking forward to it. But I'll tell you, I know we're not quite at the half yet, but this is a much different first half than the Bobwhites opened the 24 campaign.
Well, that's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
All right, here we go. Back on the field, 3rd and call it 7. Ball spotted at the North Country 47-yard line. Long count. Back to pass. That's Gregoire back in. Gregoire looking downfield, fires it, and is out of bounds, incomplete. So decision time here for the Falcons with 33 seconds. The ball's at their own 46. Do they go for it? I mean, you know, they've had a couple of punts that were not pretty, to be charitable.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, but I would punt the football, Tate.
Okay.
And keep in mind, the one punt that didn't look very good, and they recovered.
That's a fair point. It's a good point. They got the ball back. All right, we got a timeout taken by the Falcons to actually talk that over. 33 seconds showing on the handycars.com scoreboard here. On that line, I do want to thank our sponsors, our community partners that make this broadcast possible. Northwest Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stones Auto, St. Albans and Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, JC Image, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. If your business would like to join our community partners and contribute to the production of these games, please contact Paul Snyder at Northwest Access TV, 802-782-8676. So here we go, Joe. 4th and 7, we'll see what the Falcons do. Looks like you are correct. They will be punting, or attempting a punt anyways.
Yeah, at least they're lined up like it's a punt. There could be trickery here.
Gage Beaumont stands at his own 37-yard line. Bobwhites have nobody yet back, although now Porter Sweeney heading in that direction.
And it is trickery.
It is a fake pass, and they have a man open. The ball is dropped. Wow. Wide open was Jamari Thompson. Thompson had that, Joe, started to take it in. We'll get a good look on the replay, and he dropped it as I think he was coming down to look upfield.
I think he started running before he caught it.
Indeed. So the Bobwhites really dodge a bullet.
They caught a big break there.
So 25 seconds. Bobwhites do have at least a couple of timeouts, I believe. We'll see what head coach Chris Sabrin decides to do with the ball at the Falcon 47-yard line.
Hey, I'd take a couple rips at it. What the heck?
Looks like Manning is back into the game. He lines up directly behind Wagner. And here he goes. Wagner back to pass, looking, fires it. Has his man, first pass completion of the game to Porter Sweeney. Sweeney short of the sticks. They wrestle him down about 2 yards short with 15 seconds to go. 13-12. And we got a timeout with 12 seconds by the Bobwhites.
Little extracurriculars here after the play.
Again, I believe that's Wagner's first pass completion of the game here for BFA. I don't even think, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, I see a penalty flag on the far side of the field, which is likely, well, I don't want to speculate.
Yeah, you'd say it's in the area holding, but that's nowhere near where Wagner was. He was way on the far right. It's on the.
It is going to be a holding call against BFA. Joe, man, it's the first week, not just for the players, but for the officials as well.
But I mean, that flag has got to be like 20 yards away
30,
from where
20.
Wagner was. Whew. Well,
all right. Well,
what do you do?
You know what? All you can do is snap the ball and play your game.
So that completion will come off the board.
And at this point, with 12 seconds, I suspect the Bobwhites will just either kneel the ball or just run it and call it a half and head to the half with a 1-point lead. But we shall see. All right, pistol formation. Motion in the backfield. Now we got a whistle. Clearly, that is the end of the half. All right, that will do it. Our score at the half, BFA 7, North Country 6. We'll take a quick timeout and come back with a recap of the first half. But you're watching Northwest Access TV and BFA Bobwhite football. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand as we look to get underway for the second half. Bobwhites with a 1-point lead.
All right, and I believe the, let's see here, I think the
Falcons will be set to return.
Looks like just over a minute to the second half kickoff, Tate.
Well, that gives me time to talk about our sponsors. We'd like to thank our community partners that help make this broadcast possible. Northwestern Counseling and Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stone's Auto St. Albans and Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, JC Image, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. If your business would like to join our community partners and contribute to the production of these games, please contact Paul Snyder at Northwest Access TV at 802-782-8676.
All right, we'll see how the Bobwhites can open up the half here.
Got a few out-of-town scores. We'll sprinkle this in here at the beginning of the third quarter. Brattleboro playing at St. Johnsbury, and it's the Hilltoppers all over them, 28-0. Colchester leading Milton 34-6. Rutland leading CVU 21-3. We'll pause there and give some other updates here as play allows.
Looks like Smith will be kicking off.
Duffy Smith with a high end over end kick is going to be bounced at the 30-yard line down to the 19. Now it's fielded here to the near side to Eckhart. Eckhart turns the seam. Eckhart has a lane, and Eckhart, it's a foot race, and Eckhart finally pushed out of bounds. But a beautiful return by Eckhart, and that's how the Falcons wanted to start the third quarter.
Yeah, we got a flag there, Tate, 38-yard line.
Where he was pushed out?
That's about where he was pushed out.
Taking a look on our replay here. Well, no, had it for a second. Not a good.
I mean, outside of a hold, there isn't a whole lot of opportunity for a penalty in that area.
Penalties waived off. Wonder if he threw the flag instead of the marker.
That's possible.
Makes a little more sense. All right, here we go. Falcons starting this drive at the BFA 38-yard line. Eckhart catching his breath, lined up in the slot position on that far side of the field.
Looks like Gregoire at QB again.
Yeah.
For North Country.
Jacob Gregoire checks back in. He's been flipping duties with Noah Taylor. Motion in the backfield. Gregoire with a handoff, and it's a sweep play on the far side, and Bobwhites more or less are able to contain Thompson. It's going to be about a 4-yard gain.
Thompson on the end around off the left side.
Out of town scores. Hartford leading Fairhaven 6-0. Again, Hartford moving down to Division II. Mount Anthony all over Mount Mansfield 34-7. As the Falcons have a 2-receiver set here to the near side. Long count. Play action, fires over the middle. Ball is caught by Eckhart, and Eckhart start up short of the first down, called about a 3-yard pickup.
Tell you, a nifty little play though. Manning just about had him in the grass, but Eckhart spun out of there. he was met by another Bob White defender immediately.
Manning was banged up a little bit in the second quarter, but it's good to see him back out there.
Fans, it's third down.
So call it 3rd and 4 here for North Country. Long count here by Gregoire, taking his time. There's the snap. Handoff here to the near far side, number 44. That's Thompson, and Thompson is stood up. I don't think he made it to the sticks.
I don't think he did either, Tate, but he was pretty close. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna see North Country run another play here. I mean, they're down to what, the 32, 33 yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be a loss of 2. Well, maybe not. Now they finally set the ball, line it up with the ball at the 30-yard line. So it's about 4th and 1, just under 10 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Bobwhites with a 1-point lead.
This is keeper territory here, Tate.
They'll still go with a shotgun formation, though.
I'm surprised.
Gregoire looking over the defense, motion in the backfield. There's a snap, but he does call his own number, Joe, to your point, and he'll have enough for the first down.
I would have preferred to be wrong there, Tate.
Keep it simple. You got a yard to go. Don't risk the handoff. So first down for the Falcons. They move the sticks down to the BFA 26-yard line, 1st and 10. Again, 2 receiver set on the far side of the field. Beaumont lines up right to the left of Gregoire. And we got motion. That's going to be a legal procedure against North Country. Joe, that may be North Country's first penalty of the game.
No, they had one. They had one offsides or.
Remember that? Well, there was the defense over here.
But oh, you mean the North Country offense? Yeah, I think you're right. So
that's a 5-yard penalty against the Falcons, who have played relatively penalty-free here this evening thus far.
Yeah, create a 1st and 15 situation. Looks like they're going to be throwing here, Tate.
Empty set backfield here for North Country. Gregoire still in here, 1st and 15. Now we got motion in the backfield. Eckhart takes the handoff, and Eckhart has nowhere to run. Men in the backfield for no gain.
We got number 23 Jones and number 42. Colin Horgan was in on that one.
Yeah, North Country just trying to come around on a jet sweep play, and good just penetration between the tackles there for the Bobwhites.
No, it's a nice job, Tate. It's a nice job.
Looked like George Remillard in on the tackle there for the Bobwhites. Now looking at a 2nd and 15. Falcons have been productive going to the air here this evening. 2 receivers set here to the near side. Gregoire has shown some zip with his pass. Here's a snap. He's a handoff here to the near side. Looking for room and nothing there. Number 28 on the carry. That was Glodgett. Jeremy Glodgett on the carry. No gain.
Like 75, Trevento tackled him from his knees, Tate.
Sets up a 3rd and 15. Again, begin to wonder. We saw that big double counter that the Falcons hit for back in the first half. Haven't gone to it yet. I'm a bit surprised. We'll see if we see it on this series.
Hey, they ran it once and they ran it really successfully. I am, shocked we didn't see it at the end of the first half, frankly.
A little confusion by the North Country offensive line lining up.
They're lined up for that double counter. This is what it looked like the last time they ran it.
2 receivers on the far side. Back to pass. Gregoire under pressure, a little screen pass, and in and out of the hands of the receiver, the running back, Gage Beaumont. So 4th and 15.
I mean, I think we're going to see him run another play, Tate. You know, we've talked about the kicking game earlier, and
you know, I agree with you. If you're only going to get 10 to 20 yards on the punt, might as well go for it. But we'll see. Ball spotted at the Bobwhite 30-yard line.
It's a 4th and 15. You're not going to hard count him into a first down.
I mean, we've seen a pass interference call already this evening on, you know, it was a questionable call, but, you know. Motion in the backfield once again. There's the snap to Gregoire, rolls out under pressure, steps up in the pocket, fires it over, and I'll tell you what, no flag.
He got lucky, caught a break there.
You know, so things have kind of worked out. We could take a look at our Northwest Access TV replay. Shouldn't have been a flag back in that second quarter. I'll agree with you, Joe.
Yeah, there was a BFA defender there a little early.
Yeah, it didn't look, not as noticeable on the replay, so.
I mean, frankly, it didn't need to be that way because you were, you know, at the point of where the ball was thrown, we're probably 11 yards short of the stick. But we'll take it. Bobwhites get the ball and turn over on downs.
All right, Bobwhite offense on the field here for the first time in the second half. 6:40 to go in the third quarter. Handoff here to the near side, and driving ahead is Porter Sweeney. Picks up a couple on the carry.
Yeah, he really had to work for those, Tate.
If you're just tuning in, Porter Sweeney with about a 13-yard touchdown run back in the first quarter for the Bobwhites.
The Bobwhites almost punched one in the series before that, Tate. They had an unfortunate turnover in the red zone.
Smith split out wide. Wagner calls his own number. All sorts of running room, and Wagner has the first down and more. He breaks free.
Oh, he is.
And Wagner down to the 30 and down to the 26-yard line of North Country.
Big play.
Jonas Wagner's biggest run of the evening. Have the Bobwhites knocking on the door once again.
And to the best of my knowledge, that is the longest Bobwhites run in probably over a year.
Probably right. We're trying to forget about last season, Joe.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Amnesia. Ball, they're going to say he was out at around the North Country 34-yard line. No flags on the play. Smith splits out wide here to the near side. Pistol formation, that's Manning in the backfield. High snap, gets it down and hands it off to Manning. Or no, that is Porter Sweeney. Porter Sweeney broke a tackle, and Porter Sweeney made what could have been almost a third turnover into 7 yards.
Yeah, and Wagner handled that well too. That was a very, very high snap.
Bobwhites inches away from having their third turnover, but instead they're looking at a 2nd and 2 at the North Country 27-yard line. Two receivers set here to the near side. Pistol formation.
Running down towards 5 minutes in the third quarter.
Handoff again to Sweeney. Sweeney this time met at the line of scrimmage and nothing there.
Really like to see a Bobwhite score here, Tate. You know, hanging on to a 1-point lead.
All right, here we go. 3rd and call it 3. Sweeney to the left. Wagner calls his own number, breaks a tackle. Now he has some room, and there goes Wagner, who has a seam, and Wagner will take it a distance for a touchdown, BFA! Jonas Wagner.
Boy.
29-yard touchdown run.
Geez, Wagner got a whole game stat sheet out of that series. And he must have had about 60 yards rushing.
Wagner almost stopped in the backfield, but Joe, once he broke that tackle, it's like the Red Sea parted for him.
It did, in fact.
I believe we've got Becca Schaffner with the PAT. Here's a snap. Schaffner's kick is up. It's long enough, and Schaffner's kick is good.
All right, that gives the Bobwhites an 8-point lead, Tate.
With 4:32 remaining, we'll take a quick timeout. It's BFA 14, North Country 6. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand. Joe, taking a look at that nice, beautiful touchdown run by Wagner.
Hey, and Wagner had a big run earlier in the series to set that up, Tate. So, I think the Bobwhites ran about 5 plays on that one.
So the Bobwhites making an 8-point game. Taking a look at out-of-town scores, I think the one score I didn't get to was Burton leading Burlington / South Burlington 28-0. Line drive, beautiful kick by Smith, way over the head and into the end zone. So nice touchback.
Kick goes into the end zone for a touchback.
So we mentioned earlier, Bobwhites on the road next week. Play a Saturday game at CVU. Again, CVU was down against Rutland. A game at Rutland. Rutland leading 21-3 at the half. But CVU, one of the larger football programs in the state, defending Division I state champions as well. So you know when you face them, you're going to have your hands full.
All right, let's see who's. Looks like North Country swapped up their QBs again.
Yeah, Noah Taylor back in. Empty backfield, calls his own number. Taylor drives ahead. He'll pick up 5 on the carry.
Quarterback team on the play, number 7, Noah Taylor.
Yeah, so it appears that North Country just plain old runs a platoon at the quarterback position.
Again, Taylor is a sophomore. Gregoire a senior. Sets up a 2nd and 10 here for the Falcons.
I've watched teams do that over the years, and the great majority of the time that doesn't work out the best, State. At least not in the short run.
Got movement on that far side of the line, and I think we've got an offensive tackle that jumped the snap count for the Falcons. And again, while the Falcons had a relatively penalty-free first half, not the case, Joe, here in the third quarter for them.
Hey, that's a big break for the Bobwhites that negates that first down gainer, So
big difference between 2nd and 5 and 2nd and 10.
Absolutely, especially down in the section of the field.
So here we go, now 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. 2 receivers set here to the near side. Here's the snap, handoff here to the near side, penetration, but stiff arm, and still on his feet is Thompson. And Thompson with a flag flying down to about the 28, but we've got we've got a flag down on the field at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, we got a flag back in what would typically be the holding zone.
Yep. So the officials chatting things up with the Bobwhite defense, and I think it's fair to say, Joe, this one's coming back.
It's coming back.
Oh yeah, we just saw it on the replay here, and we're filtering through. We'll take it here. If you look in the backfield on our replay.
Yep, there it is.
Here's the hold. So right around the shoulder pads.
So you got his money's worth.
Well,
It wasn't questionable.
If you're gonna get a flag, get your handful of jersey. All right, that's gonna back North Country way up to their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, it's like Halloween and there's a bucket of candy, and I get yourself a good one, kid.
2nd and a country mile here for the Falcons.
Ticking down towards 3 minutes in the third quarter.
Noah Taylor takes the snap, hands off on that far side of the field, breaks a tackle, and still has some run, and a first down, and still bouncing, and poor tackling by BFA, poor tackling, and that's Glodgett. It's a foot race to our side of the field, and Glodgett is going to take it the distance as the BFA defense is not going to be pleased. Joe, 3, 4, 5 missed tackles, no wraps. I saw players go down with their shoulder pads and not put their arms to wrap up. That's not going to be a fun film to watch.
Nope. I think you pretty well summed it up. There is some opportunity for redemption here on what I assume is going to be a 2-point try with the current score now Bobwhites 14, Falcons 12.
I mean, defensively, I mean, Rusty Brandon, I'm sure was not pleased. With that, to your point, Joe, Falcons going for 2 here, looking to tie things up, and just when the Bobwhites extended their lead to 8, the Falcons have an opportunity to tie this ball game.
It's too bad. It was on a 3rd and long, Tate.
There's a pass over to the far side and broken up beautifully on that far side. We'll take a look at our replay. We'll get a much better view.
That looks like Jones over there on the end.
Yeah.
Two-point conversion failed. Play broken up by number 23, Damian Jones.
So good job, at least defensively, Joe, to come back and keep your mind in the game after giving up that big play. Because, you know, those 2 points that were just stopped, incredibly important.
Absolutely. I mean, the Bobwhites have, have maintained a lead. It's not what you wanted to see, but I'll take a 2-point lead over a tie, Tate. Difference in the game so far is, on the scoring plays has been the Bobwhites kicking game.
Yeah. Hey, you know, having a kicker that can do PATs can be the difference. All right, Bobwhites hearing from their head coach, Chris Sabrin, on the kick return team now out on the field. Back deep for the Bobwhites, number 20, Porter Sweeney, and freshman number 21, Hayden Sweeney. They both stand at around the Bobwhite 20-yard line.
North Country set to kick off.
Kick here over the near side, and that's going to let it go out of bounds, and it is out of bounds. So good job by the Bobwhites to let that go, and it's a penalty flag, as you just saw. All right, the officials will move that ball up because of the ball going out of bounds. Well, they'll take it right there. No, thank you. I haven't walked it off yet.
And it looks like the Bobwhites are going to start around their own 40.
Yep. All right, so they tack on 5 yards because the ball went out of bounds. Decent slash good starting field position here. They'll officially mark it at the BFA 39-yard line. And we'll see what head coach Chris Sabrin dials up here. Last Bobwhite possession ended up as a Noah Wagner touchdown. We'll see if they can keep the offense chugging along. Duffy Smith splits out wide here to the near side. Here's a snap. Back to pass, and fires on the near side, high and incomplete. Pass intended for Smith, but frankly it was well defended.
It was. I mean, it wasn't a badly executed play for the Bobwhites. They just didn't quite get it done.
Sets up a 2nd and 10. Smith splits out wide to the far side. Pistol formation in the backfield here. Here's a snap. Porter Sweeney gets the handoff. Sweeney driving ahead and stood up after about a 2-yard gain.
Not a whole lot there, Ted. He was looking for a hole, and it just wasn't there that time.
You can see the, defense really starting to run downhill. They're not really concerned about the Bobwhites in the air at this point. The one completion that the Bobwhites had got wiped out due to a penalty.
Yeah, and the Bobwhites playing all this haven't thrown the ball too much tonight.
Well, and they haven't had to. They've had success on the ground.
And I mean, I wouldn't I wouldn't be discouraged by that last play. Let's see here.
Oh, Wagner calls his own number, but well defended once again by North Country. Big number 74, Landon Machado. And it's, I believe, Joe, will be the first time we've seen Bobwhites have a 4-and-out series offensively.
Yeah, it's North Country held them to 2 yards in the series. He had an incomplete pass and a couple of real short runs. It's going to bring up a punting opportunity.
Darian Peterson, sophomore for the Bobwhites, checks into the game, stands at his own 30-yard line.
Bobwhite's first punt of the night was very successful. We'll see what we have here.
Jacob Gregoire back again. He actually injured himself a bit on the last.
Yeah, he's hanging out at about his own 26.
Another nice booming kick, and Gregoire fields it right at the 20-yard line. Stutter steps. There's
a clip right there.
And no flag.
Right in front of the official.
Looked right at, I mean.
I don't blame the kid.
Number 14, Jonas Wagner, who got it like, wow.
I mean,
let's take a look at this one, folks. Watch it, right in front of the official. Oh.
And directly impacted the play.
Anyways, week one for the officials as well. Ouch.
Hey, to be fair, I'd much rather be up here in the booth.
Well, you do have a better viewpoint. And we get to see replay.
That's also true.
All right, Bobwhite defense out on the field here. Falcons trying to take their first lead of the game. Looks like Noah Taylor still in on this series for the Falcons. And Taylor calls his own number on the far side and wrapped up and taken down for a 5-yard loss.
And who was that? That was number 20.
Porter Sweeney. So Sweeney not at all fooled in the backfield, and at his outside linebacker position exploded in on Taylor.
Okay, and he stayed low enough that, you know, the flag stayed in the pocket state.
Here we go, 2nd and 15. Eckhart and Huntington split out wide here to the near side. Bobwhite's playing a cover 0. He calls his own number.
Nothing's
Taylor. And as Joe indicated, nothing there.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and long here.
Hey, but we know the Falcons can make something happen.
Yeah, the Falcons just got their second score in the night on a 3rd and 20 something. The BFA holds here. We will be bringing up a punting opportunity. And looks like a timeout in the field.
End of the third quarter. With that, we'll take a timeout ourselves. BFA 14, North Country 12. You're watching BFA Bobwhite football on Northwest Access TV. Welcome back, everyone, here to the Collins Pearly Sports Center in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luno on hand. Joe, Bobwhites head to the 4th quarter here with a 2-point lead.
2-point lead, and the North Country's facing a 3rd and 18. And they're definitely not in 4-down territory, Tate. So Bobwhite's going to hold here, and they're going to be getting the ball back. Let's see what we can do.
Gage Beaumont just chatting with his quarterback there, Noah Taylor. Thought he saw something, back to pass, looking to air it out. Nope, hits Beaumont. Beaumont has a little bit, runs into a man, now counters the other way, and now he's gang tackled. Short of the sticks. Pickup of about 10, but
just not going to get them where they need to be. They're in punting territory at this point of the game, Tate.
Yeah. Actually, they're going to say his knee was down. It's going to be about going to set up a 10-yard. So 4th and 10. Beaumont will drop back to punt away, and Porter Sweeney drops back for BFA.
I don't think that this is a place for a tricky punt, but we have seen this from North Country tonight.
High snap, and kick is away. Line drive kick on that far side, and will spin out of bounds and around the North Country, call it 40-yard line.
Yeah, Bobwhites look at reasonable field position.
So Bobwhites on their last series, Joe, 4 plays and a punt, but the defense held, and in fact they actually picked up some yardage here.
Yeah, so we'll see what we can do. I mean, the Bobwhites, certainly one of their advantages this evening appears to be, in the kicking and punting game.
Well, and they have a 2-point lead. They have an opportunity to make this a 2-score game if they can get a touchdown and a PAT.
Hey, the Bobwhites punch one here and burn a little clock. That will greatly enhance their position.
So here we go, back on the field. Blitz is on, and Wagner calls his own number, and blitzing on the play was Gage Beaumont, and Beaumont read that perfectly into the backfield.
Wagner may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
But again, you're starting to see, since Bobwhites have had success running the football, that North Country defense now starting to throw run blitzes to really try to disrupt things in the backfield.
All right, let's see what the Bobwhites come up with here.
Bobwhites going into the wind here at the Collins Pearly. A little bit of a breeze into their face. There's a snap, handoff here to the near side to Sweeney. Nice stutter step. Sweeney still driving his feet, and he'll pick up, call it 5, maybe 6.
Yeah, it's going to get the Bobwhites a 3rd and reasonable.
Yeah. Call it 3rd and 6. Under 10 minutes to go. Bobwhites in no hurry here to snap the football. Smith splits out on the far side of the field with Hayden Sweeney as well. That's Porter Sweeney in the backfield lined up directly. And now we've got a timeout taken by North Country, I believe. So North Country didn't like something they saw out there. With that, we'd like to thank our community partners that help make this broadcast possible. Northwestern Counseling Support Services, the Afterglow Foundation, Northwestern Rehab Services, My Healthy Vermont, Notch, Stone's Autos, St. Albans and Fairfield, Stewart's Clarence Brown, Handy Cars, JC Image, and Collins Pearly Sports and Fitness Center. If your business would like to join our community partners and contribute to the production of these games, please contact Paul Snyder at Northwest Access TV, 802-782-8676. All right, Joe, any thoughts here on this 3rd and 7 for the Bobwhites?
I don't think you're going to see the Bobwhites do anything too fancy here.
Four down territory here? You thinking you're playing with 4, or you?
I don't think so. It depends. No? If it's, I see number 23, Davion Jones has checked in.
Yep. Here's a snap. Swing pass over to Jones, hits him in the face mask. It's loose. That was a pass, but that wasn't that far off from a lateral. All right.
Wagner hit his spot there. Jones just didn't catch the ball.
All right, decision time here for the Bobwhites. They're going to try to pin the Falcons back. I see number 41, Darian Patterson, checking in. He's had a good night this evening, Joe, punting the football.
I let the defense do their thing, Tate.
Patterson, only a sophomore. There's a snap, gets it down, heavy pressure, and he shanks it off his side foot over here to the near side. And the ball is loose and gone to its ground, and it's free, and Manning comes up with it.
All right,
first down for BFA on a very fortunate botched kick where North Country, I think we'll take a look at number 14, Isaac DeRocher, who tried to come up with it, touched the ball, change of possession, and DeRocher thought he had maybe 6 points looking at him and not able to hold on to it. And fortunate for BFA, that's a change in possession. Bobwhite ball, new fresh sticks, first down.
Hey, for all you guys in the field, if you can't field a punt clean. Don't touch it.
Well, you know, I got to tell you, DeRocher's eyes probably got real big, because between that ball and the end zone was nothing.
No, there was nothing. It's true, and it was high too.
So that's the first turnover of the evening for North Country, who blitzes once again, and Porter Sweeney bounces off a couple to pick up 3 yards on the play. So big turnover so far tonight. Bobwhites with 2 fumbles. North Country, their first.
That was a big break for the Bobwhites. Plenty of time left here in the game, just clicking under 9 minutes.
Yeah, Bobwhites, you know, can't get too conservative. They got to run the plays that they see for best opportunity. Smith splits out wide on that far side. There's a snap. Wagner calls his own number and runs into a handful of Falcons. Again, after that big back-to-back series by Wagner for that touchdown, Falcons have really bottled him up, Joe.
Absolutely. I mean, they're looking for him, Tate.
So 3rd and long, down to 8:15 remaining here. Wagner just got the call from his head coach and offensive coordinator, Chris Saborn. There's a snap. Wagner back to pass. Fires it. Has a man open in and out of the hands of Duffy Smith. Would have had enough for the first down. I think the ball was a little behind him.
It was almost there, Tate. But it was a hair behind him.
Sets up as we take a look at the replay here, just a little behind on the throw. So Bobwhites not able to do much with that fumble. They pick up only a couple yards, and Patterson back out there. This one not a particularly good kick either. Off the side of his foot, takes a roll for the Falcons, and the ball is going to be down. And that's a negative punt of about 3 yards.
That pretty much sums it up, Tate.
Again, Patterson only a sophomore, so again, you worry about things like that getting into your young players' heads.
Hey, he's had a couple decent punts earlier in the game.
Oh, had a couple of beautiful punts. Just got to take a deep breath and settle things down. Things will be fine.
All right, 7:40 left here in the game. North Country open up the 1st and 10 here at the Bobwhites 47.
North Country looking to make something happen. They probably only have 2 more possessions here in the quarter, maybe
like
3.
Taylor's still in at quarterback.
Motion in the backfield. We got another whistle and a timeout. At least, is this their 2nd timeout, if not their 3rd, by North Country?
This is, I believe, their 2nd.
Northwestern Counseling and Support Services and the Afterglow Foundation are partnering to raise awareness and prevent suicide in our community. If you or someone you care about is struggling, remember, we're here for you, 24/7 and completely confidential. Call NCSS Emergency Services at any time at 802-524-6554, then press 1. Or connect with the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by calling, texting, or chatting at 988. One call, one text, or one chat could save a life. So Falcons, I think, 1 timeout remaining here. They've burned a couple here in the 4th quarter. Greg Beaumont, coach for North Country, though, wants to get things squared away here on this series. Great starting field position in Bobwhite territory. Back to pass, firing high here to the near side and out of bounds.
No chance on that one, Tate, as you indicated. It's thrown several yards out of bounds.
So again, Noah Taylor still in at quarterback right now. Got way too much underneath it, but I think they're seeing what Bobwhites defensively, Joe, most of the evening have been running a cover 0. So, you know, basically man on man, no safety. And I think that's why they've been trying to go to the air a little bit here. All right, here we go. 2nd and 10. Here's the snap, play action, calling his own number on that far side. Fires it, has a man open, and completion is made for the first down.
Pass complete to number 3, Cameron Huntington.
Cameron Huntington on the reception.
Yeah, and Huntington picked that one up right off his shoestrings, Tate. Nice catch.
North Country going right to the no huddle, recognizing they only have a couple more series left here. Handoff on that far side to Beaumont. Greg Beaumont still bursting loose, and he'll be close to the first down. 2nd and 3rd effort there, and some not so good tackling by the Bobwhite defense there.
Now Bobwhites need to stiffen up a little bit here, Tate. North Country down to the Bobwhites 25.
Back to pass, firing high, and a nice reception and breaking free is number 1, Jamison Eckhart, and Eckhart is down to the Bobwhite 4-yard line. Eckhart, though, a little slow getting up, grabbing at his left leg. So Eckhart hobbling and hopping over that far sideline. Looks like he'll be out for at least the next few plays.
Yeah, and hopefully he's okay, Tate. He's
one of their better receivers. Here's a handoff here to the near side. Penetration. Oh, what a hit! Coming in, Davion Jones. That one on the highlight material film. We'll get a replay on that one. And Jones looked like he was fired out of a cannon. Boom.
That was a nice play, Tate.
That's going to be a loss of 3 on the play. So great job by Jones reading that in the backfield.
Give the Bobwhites a little breathing room there.
Hopefully it gives the Bobwhite defense a little energy and life as well. 2nd and goal from the 9. Taylor. Double counter handoff. There it is, straight ahead, and going to be stopped short. So looks like Manning on the tackle. Second time we've seen that this evening. Much better defended this time by BFA.
Gain of 5. Tackled by number 34, Brandon Manning.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd, and they're calling it 5. Definitely 2-down territory for the Falcons.
2 receivers set here to the near side. Isaac DeRocher checking in now for the Falcons. Looking for motion. There's a snap. There's confusion. And oh boy, there's Manning with a tackle.
Oh.
Manning, there was confusion. They thought the center, frankly, Joe, I think the center forgot the snap. The quarterback is asking for the snap. Or maybe the quarterback forgot what the snap count was, because nobody moved offensively for the Falcons.
No, and Manning took a full measure.
Hit was a little high. I was a little nervous there on where the tackle was taking place, but it was clean.
Yeah, I hear you. But you start getting up above the numbers, and it's questionable.
They're asking for problems. So here we go, folks. This could be the game. Under 5 minutes ago, North Country knocking on the door. 4th and goal at the 9-yard line. Noah Taylor takes the snap, back to pass. Taylor looking, fires it. Jump ball and has a man open, and it is caught for a touchdown. Looks like BFA had a play on the ball, and I did miss the defensive back, who I think lost his feet on the coverage. So a big 4th down pass play here as we take a look at the Northwest Access TV. And we saw, I think it was number 84, Duffy Smith, who lost his footing in the end zone. That freed him up to be open. And Noah Taylor with a big connection. And this is also a big 2-point conversion here for the Falcons, who take the lead for the first time tonight with 4:29 remaining.
They're lining up for the 2-point conversion.
Here's the snap. Back to pass, fires high, and it is caught, and the conversion is good. Cameron Huntington comes down with the PAT to extend the lead by 2, and the Falcons have a 20-14 lead.
Well, We got 4 minutes and 29 seconds here, Tate. Plenty of time for the Bobwhites.
Good for the Falcons with 4:29 remaining in the contest. BFA Bobwhites 14, North Country Falcons.
So, I mean, to your point, 4:29, 3 timeouts, plenty of time for BFA.
We'll see what Coach Sabo scripts here.
And it looks like on the sideline for BFA, Devion Jones, again, still trying to...
Let's get a little stretch in there.
Yeah, that right ankle, right hamstring, I think, bothered earlier in the game. Didn't seem to bother him on that big tackle about by the goal line.
No, I mean, we've seen him since.
But they're working on his other, both his right and left leg, so cramping, likely the issue there. So here we go. Folks have certainly got their money's worth here this evening at the Collins Pearly Sports Center.
All right.
Line drive kick and going to sail into the end zone for the Falcons. So Bobwhites will start this drive at their own 20-yard line. 4:29 remaining. Bobwhites looking for their first win in a couple of seasons. Did not winless last season.
Yeah, had a near one with the Matt Mansfield.
Yep.
And just came that came down to the end. But yeah, certainly an opportunity for a W here this evening.
All right, here we go. Wagner lines up in the backfield. Back to pass, fires it, has his man, and nice catch there by Duffy Smith. That's Wagner's first completion of the game.
Yeah, good for a couple. Wrapped up immediately.
Brought down by number 44, Jamari Thompson.
Clock will roll down to 4:08 remaining.
Play. Second down, 8 yards to go.
I mean, the tables have been turned. North Country will give you all the 2-yard plays you want.
Defensive backs, we got a blitz here, and met in the backfield. Porter Sweeney, the intended running back, and again, the Falcons have been very successful here. Timeout by BFA, but Joe, the Falcons have been very, other than that series where Wagner, brought the team down on his back with 2 big plays, the Falcons we were talking about with adjustments at halftime, one adjustment I would say they've made is this run blitz, and they have been able to get in the backfield here in the second half.
Absolutely, Tate. I mean, the Bobwhites have had a couple of 3 and outs, and they're facing a 3rd and 15 right here.
So timeout on the field with 3:47. That's the Bobwhites' first timeout utilized. They got 2 more remaining. Well, it doesn't get any easier next week, Joe. As we mentioned, the Bobwhites on the road next Saturday as they take on CVU, the defending Division I football champions here in Vermont. Taking a look at some out-of-town scores here, it looks like, what do we got? Rutland leading CVU 35-3, that in the 4th quarter.
The Rutlands?
Is that what they're going by these days?
I believe they're still the Rutlands.
Wagner going deep downfield and looking for Sweeney, and just out of his outstretched hands. So they're trying to take Sweeney from the backfield and have him run across the field here. And with 3:40 remaining, I got to think the Bobwhites are going to be forced to punt this away. 2 timeouts remaining, and looking at a 4th and 15.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, Tate.
Well, they're going to go for it. Have not had success on the last couple of punts. So Bobwhite's going to roll the dice here. Wagner back, looking, firing it downfield, and it is a jump ball for Smith and incomplete.
No.
Incomplete. Bobwhites will turn the ball over on downs, and the Bobwhite defense is going to have to force North Country to turn it over on downs to have any shot here with 3:35. I'm sure one thing that went into head coach Chris Sabrin's thought on that is North Country does not have a field goal kicker, so it's not like North Country can make it a 2-score game.
That is correct, Dick. Hey, they took a couple swings at it, didn't come up with success that time.
So here we go. This is the series that will loom large. North Country has had some success in the last series throwing the football, but one would think they'll probably keep this on the ground at this point.
Bobwhites need a 3-and-out here.
Bobwhite showing blitz, and there it is in the backfield. Nowhere to run. Greg Beaumont, and we got, I think, a timeout taken by BFA with 3:27. They'll use their second timeout, one remaining.
Yeah, Bobwhites are in no position to give up a first down here, Tate.
We'll run out of time. And frankly, again, I think that was BFA's decision going for it. Like, hey, okay, you punt it, maybe you pick up some yards, but maybe not. Again, the last few punts haven't gone the way BFA would have preferred them. And, if North Country picks up a first down, whether it's down here or at the 50-yard line, that's going to be the game.
That's it. So,
and again, North Country, if North Country had a field goal kicker, you probably would have punted just for the position. But you might save some time.
Hey, the Bobwhites is still very much in this thing. You got a timeout. You got a 2nd and long, and we'll see what they can do here.
2nd and 11. But again, hey, the
Fire North Country, I just keep that ball on the ground.
Second and 11. Long count, motion to the backfield. Handoff here to the near side, and breaking free for a couple of yards, number 28, Jeremy Glodgett. Again, Glodgett had that long touchdown. I mean, if you want to take a look at this evening, Joe, it really came down to a 3rd and long and a 4th and long, and the Bobwhite defense not able to stop the North Country offense on those 3rd and long and 4th and long plays.
Hey, and we still got some game here, but that'll loom large if the Bobwhites aren't able to turn this around.
2 receivers set. Bobwhites still have a timeout. We'll see if North Country goes to the air. Empty set backfield. We know Taylor can call his own number. Now we've got motion in the backfield. There's a snap, handoff here, and they're looking around the edge, and well defended by BFA. Number 23, Davion Jones on the tackle. It's going to be a pickup of a couple and set up a 4th and 5. Down to about 2:24 remaining. Timeout taken by BFA. I assume, I didn't see the call, but I gotta assume that's BFA's last timeout. So really comes down to this.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, you gotta get a stop here, and
gives your team a chance.
Yep. But it starts with this play right here, Tate.
Again, the Bobwhites on the road next Saturday. Travel down to Heinsberg, where they'll play CVU. 1 o'clock Saturday game. Bobwhites continue on the road after that for week 3 as well. And they'll play away at St. Johnsbury. So the next couple weeks don't get any easier. Before week 4, they come back home against U32 for the homecoming game. But here we go, back on the field. 4th and 5 for the North Country Falcons.
Big play here.
Quarterback Noah Taylor has been able to come up big on 4th down on the last series. We see if he can do it again. Handoff here between the pipes, between the tackles. Ball is loose, fumble on the play, and BFA comes up with it. this, Joe. I got to tell you, I believe Gage Beaumont probably had enough for the first down. Beaumont on the carry, as we take a look, was close to the sticks. And then we saw Duffy Smith, who comes up with the fumble recovery, looking right down there. Yeah. And see if we can get a look here on where the sticks are. And Beaumont has enough for the first down.
Yeah, and it looks like he had been held up a little bit by number 64, Williams.
So great awareness by Duffy Smith to hop onto that football and give BFA a last opportunity. Not that it's easy.
Well,
2:16 remaining, no timeouts, need a touchdown, and Bobwhites have the ball at their own 6-yard line.
Well, we are now tied in turnovers, 2-2.
2-2. There's the snap, back to pass, fires it, and complete. And no knee is down, and over on that far sideline for the first down. See if we can catch the number.
Looks like Smith.
Duffy Smith with the reception.
Move the sticks.
2:07, clock stops as they move the sticks. There's a snap, back to pass. Looking, fire over the middle. The ball is in and out of the hands. Looks like it may have been slightly deflected beforehand. Hayden Sweeney, the intended receiver. It looked like it might have been slightly deflected before it got to Sweeney.
I'd agree with that, Tate.
Clock stops at 2:03, looking at 2nd and 10. Bobwhites will now huddle things up with the clock stopped.
Well, that is the benefit of an incomplete pass.
True. Porter Sweeney splits out wide here to the near side. Rolling here is Wagner looking downfield. He has a man, has some time, and he has a man open here, Smith. And Duffy Smith with a big catch down to the 40-yard line. Duffy Smith, what a spectacular catch.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he got roughed a little bit at the end of that.
And grabbing at his right leg or knee or ankle after being pushed out of bounds, but a good sign. He's making his way back out onto the field. So good to see Smith back out there. So a big pass completion between Wagner and Smith. And the Bobwhites now at the North Country 37-yard line. 1:55 to go, no timeouts.
And I'll tell you, Smith had to be forced out of bounds there, Tate, which is very useful for the Bobwhites as well. Save us some clock.
Pistol formation, back to pass, here to the near side. Ball is caught by Porter Sweeney. Sweeney on the sidelines and out of bounds. Sweeney good for an 8-yard reception. Clock stops with 1:51 remaining.
Hey, working the sidelines.
Clock. There was 1:51. Should be 1:51. It was 1:51. Clock showing 1:46.
Yeah, there was some fan interaction with the timekeepers.
Everyone take a breath, they'll get it sorted. Relax.
So there we go. Clock reset to 1:50. Clock stops with Sweeney being forced out of bounds.
Bobwhites out of timeouts here, Tate.
Looking at 2nd down here. There's a pass and ball is deflected, incomplete. Intended for Hayden Sweeney. It's going to be 3rd and 1 here for BFA, 1:47. Two receivers set to the far side of the field. There's a snap. Wagner calls his own number, makes one man miss, drives ahead. Wagner still pushing the pile, has the first down. The clock will stop as they move the sticks at 1:40. Clock stops at 1:40 as they move the sticks.
BFA right back to the line.
Ball spotted at the North Country 29. They now wind things up. It's going to be a pass here to the near side. Ball completed and out of bounds. I think that was, I guess, is Porter Sweeney.
Yeah, not a whole lot there.
The clock doesn't stop when you're getting tackled backwards out of bounds. You have to have forward progression.
The Falcons kept him in bounds. Clock will wind at 1:19. Two-receiver set. There's a snap, back to pass, under pressure, steps up. Wagner fires it now. He has a man downfield, and it's out of bounds. Pass intended for Duffy Sweeney, but just a little too much on it there. Again, Wagner being flushed out of the pocket. Clock will stop with 1:06 remaining.
Yeah, and hey, the Bobwhites got plenty of time here, Tate.
Brings up third down, 9 yards.
1:06 remaining, clock stop. BFA looking at a 3rd and 10 at the North Country 25-yard line.
Yep, and certainly it's an opportunity to pick up first down here, and you're throwing the ball, working the sidelines. You can work one in the middle of the field.
Long count. There's movement by BFA. There was a flinch. One of the offensive linemen flinched.
Probably going to be a 5-yarder on BFA, as you indicated, Tate, and it is.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty remains, third down.
I mean, you don't want to see that in practice. I don't think that has a real dramatic impact on the Bobwhites position.
Smith splits out wide to the far side of the field. Here's a snap, looking back, fires over middle. High, deflected, and it's still incomplete, almost intercepted off the second bounce. Thompson there almost came away with it, and we come down to this one big play. The Bobwhites looking at a 4th and 15 at their own 30-yard line.
You know, you're right, Tate. You know, passes go incomplete. You don't like to see them pop up. That good things don't happen.
Not usually. All right. We'll see what head coach Chris Sabrin calls here with 1:01 remaining. Bobwhites need a first down. They fire across the middle, and there goes Taylor Porter. And it's a big first down for BFA. Porter Sweeney comes up big. Clock stops with 54 seconds.
Boy, just what the doctor ordered there.
Clock will stop as they move the sticks. Bobwhites right on the line of scrimmage, down at the 15-yard line. There's a snap. Wagner again hits his man out and along the sideline. The clock will stop once again, finding Porter Sweeney at the 10-yard line. So here we go, folks. It's going to be second and about 7. So pick up a 3, 2nd and 7. Ball at the 13-yard line, 50 seconds remaining.
All right. Well, hey, we got to, regardless of what the outcome is, we got ourselves a game.
They're going to say 2nd and 6 officially here. Smith splits out to the far side of the field. Hayden Sweeney on the left side. Porter Sweeney in the backfield. Hands off to Porter Sweeney. Has a hole. There goes Porter Sweeney. Stiff arm. Porter Sweeney. Touchdown! Touchdown, BFA! Porter Sweeney from 13 yards out.
And that's going to knot this thing up, folks. We got a big PAT coming up.
Porter Sweeney, the Bobwhites go to the ground for the first time in a while. Sweeney breaks a tackle and takes it the distance for the score. And the Bobwhites knot things up at 20.
I just don't think North Country saw that coming.
Now Beckett Schaffner, who's been perfect all evening long, the biggest kick of the night. There's a snap. Under pressure, he gets it up. It's high enough, and Schaffner's kick is good! Just inside the left upright. You could probably see the Falcons thinking that might be wide left.
Hey, and that's great, but guys, we still got a little bit of football left to play here.
Schaffner's kick here on the replay. Here's a better angle, and it is good. So our great camera crew at Northwest Access TV right on the spot. Officials talking things over, but we got the camera replay here that shows that was good.
Hey, that was a quite a turn of events there. You know, with the North Country fumble from Beaumont that would have been a first down, end the game, and Bobwhites came roaring down almost the whole length of the field.
Again, Gage Beaumont had enough for the first down. Looked like it anyways. Again, our Northwest Access TV cameras on the spot as they've been all game long. Looks like he probably had enough for the first down. And we'll have to take another look. I didn't see who came in and stripped it and popped it loose, but Duffy Smith alertly jumped on it. And then again, Smith with the big catch on that last series before Porter Sweeney's 15-yard run.
Oh, Smith had a couple too. He had one for a first down at the beginning of the series.
Correct. Which I'm sure was redemption for him because he got his cleats caught, I believe,
He
on
did.
that fourth down opportunity, which looks like potentially had freed up the receiver. So that's great for him to keep in the game, keep him positive.
We still got a game. We're one broken play away.
And as we've seen, North Country's been able to break some runs. And including they had a big kickoff return to start the third quarter.
And I believe they have one timeout.
So one timeout. Here we go.
Bobwhites set to kick off here.
High end over and kick here to the near side, and it's going to take a bounce at the 15, roll towards the BFA. It's a live ball. The ball is loose. The ball is on the ground. It's a scramble for it. And BFA signaling they have it. And waiting for the official signal. They do! Boy, BFA recovers the kick. Their third recovery. Third turnover by North Country, if you call it that. And we've got a North Country player, unfortunately, down who is on the bottom of the scrum, where it literally had probably 7 players on top of him, so would not be shocked nor surprised if he had the wind knocked out of him. Hopefully everything's okay.
Absolutely. I mean, these are games. You don't need anybody getting hurt out there.
So 40 seconds remain on what could potentially be the first victory for BFA in a couple of seasons. Last season, let's be frank, was tough. It was not easy.
Well, I recall one game where the primary topic of the second half was the Expo's former mascot, Yuppie.
Well, Yuppie was one mascot that we talked about.
That's
You
true.
didn't talk about Zuki,
Oh, the original mascot.
the original mascot for the Expos. We've got a player down. With that, we'll take a timeout. Our score, BFA 21, North Country 20. We'll take a timeout. Welcome back to the Collins Pearly Sports Center here in St. Albans. Tate Brooks, Joe Luna on hand, and we just saw Jamison Eckhart make his way over to the sideline for North Country, so fingers crossed that's a good sign. Again, hopefully it was just having his wind knocked out of him. Again, there were probably 7, 8 guys on top of him there going for that fumble. And as we indicated, heading into break, the Bobwhites come up with it. The third turnover of the game for North Country. I'm calling it a turnover on the kickoff recovery. 40 seconds on the clocks here, folks. 40 seconds. I think North Country has one timeout.
Yeah, but they are not in a position to get the ball back. BFA just needs to successfully kneel the ball out, Tate.
There's a snap. There's the kneel by Jonas Wagner. Bobwhites likely have to do that one more time.
It's like they're just gonna run it down and take the penalty.
30. They may not have to. They may not have to snap it one more time. I think you have 35 seconds, and that's it. So, folks, listen to that crowd here at the Collins Pearly. They've waited a while for this. A dramatic come-from-behind victory. The drive here for the BFA Bobwhites. Taking the ball 95 yards with 3 seconds, and that's it. The Bobwhites victorious 21-20.
That's a hell of a ball game. Well played ball game, Tate.
Before we depart, Joe, any final thoughts, observations, feelings?
Hey,
Anything you want to share?
You know, I think there's some opportunity for BFA to reflect and improve on, some of the things that North Country just broke a couple of big plays today. So that's something I'm sure they'll be discussing. You had that double counter, and then there was that 3rd and 20 or 20 something. Okay, that North Country got their second score on. So, but overall, I'm sure all the Bobwhites down on the field are very happy to come away with the W. You know, Coach Szabo gets his first as the Bobwhites head coach, and hey, we take it from there.
See many of the BFA students out on the field celebrating again, something they weren't able to do at all last season. So feels extra special, extra good, and what a way to win a game, come from behind, driving the ball down the field in the final minutes. Some big plays by Duffy Smith, big plays there by Jonas Wagner, and then the game winner by number 20, there we go, Porter Sweeney on the game-winning touchdown. And I should note, credit also to Beckett Schaffner on what had to be a really tough kick to take.
Hey, yeah, that extra point was huge. That thing's no good. We got a tie ball game.
With that, we'll call it a night. Again, Bobwhites on the road the next 2 weeks, going down to CVU next Saturday and then up at St. Johnsbury before they come back home for U32 in homecoming. That will be a Friday night game, 7 o'clock. Expect a big crowd on hand once again with the fireworks. So for Joe Luna, I'm Tate Brooks. Again, our final score here, it was BFA 21, North Country 20. Thanks for tuning in.